Yeah, thank you both for taking, time out of your weekend to have a chat. Firstly, congratulations on Charlotte, making the lineup. It's the 25th anniversary of Fright Fest, so it's a really big year to get a film into the festival. How are you both feeling about the screening?
Well, um, for me, it's a bit crazy, really, because it's quite a like a low budget film. It was kind of like the film that is kind of like I wanted to make a film for years and years, and just decided to sort of go for doing it this year. Well, back in 2019, it all started, and it's been a bit of a long journey and been rewritten, like. And I don't know, it's that thing where you don't expect it to kind of go anywhere because it's your first sort of big project, and you just think you're going to learn some lessons and think, oh, next time we'll do it properly. And it's like it kind of got to that point with this, like we finished it, and we were kind of a bit burnt out from it, and we didn't really think that it were going to go anywhere. And kind of, when something lasts, 4 years, you kind of think, oh, is it any good? Because you've seen it so many times. And then it were a nice surprise when it kind of got accepted into Fright Fest, and now we're kind of having to do all this, and it's like, oh wow, like, it was worth the all the work kind of thing.
Mm.
But it's really nice.
It's different for me. Mine's got a different take on it. I always knew, I always say this, I always knew it is a good film. From the script alone. And when we started shooting, you can just tell, George is so good that you just think, wow, people are going to buy into this 100%. And when I first saw a screener that Martin sent me, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months ago, I was like, this is better than I thought it was going to be. But I knew it'd be good. But as soon as I saw that, I'm like, this is brilliant. It just shows you it's not about money. It is literally about not blowing my own trumpet. I'm blowing their trumpets, right? But we're a band. They've got the biggest instruments, and it is literally amazing film. It just shows you with talent and ideas, you can do it. I mean,
Yeah,
they basically single-handedly done it. It's
yeah, I think
amazing.
we sort of knew that it was is a sort of a good idea, and we knew that we'd got a really good cast, and that were the main, where we didn't have, maybe the big crew and stuff like that. Like the most important thing was getting the cast right, because it is quite a it's quite a touchy sort of subject, and we didn't want to sort of cheap, make it really cheap and kind of exploit that subject. We wanted it to kind of like like at least some realism and a rawness to it, and the making sure the cast was good, and we didn't sort of cartoonize any of the characters and make it kind of as real as possible. That were the most important bit. But like I think that's what we're most proud of, the dialogue and the way that the cast, and Dean and Georgia, just how they brought it to life in a kind of a, what I hope, what I think we did is do it in a classic way. And
Mm.
um, I think it's hard for us to see it in the way that anybody else would. We've had some comments from people where we thought, oh God, yeah, yeah, it is quite an extreme sort of film. But like we say, when you're really close to a subject, you sometimes forget, and you just get caught up in the making of it. But yeah, that's what I'm, having someone like Dean and Georgia together on screen, it's that, I think that's what sort of makes it what it is. And we sort of believed in it enough to finish it over them 4 years, because we could have given up at any point. But it was seeing them performances. Like we need people to see this, just for the acting alone.
Yeah, and Dean Roy is an incredibly complicated character. What was it about him and the script that made you want to get involved? Because it's not necessarily, a character that I guess most other actors would flock to play.
But I think for me, as an actor, I like the challenges. You want to be someone that you're not. You want to portray someone you haven't done before. And I just thought I could do this in a way that's not obvious. And again, without giving too much away, you just want him to come across as a normal bloke because people like this, that's how they come across. They're not obvious monsters, or if you know what I mean. It's just like you just want to portray a normal person and let people see how it goes, and almost like him as well. He needs to be liked as well for this to kind of work, at least
Yeah.
on some levels. Anyway, every there's always two sides to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think this is how people like this get away with doing what they do because they are on the surface quite likable people. They have to be to sort of do what they do. So I think, the way that Dean played it was really clever, where it's kind of you almost feel a little bit sorry for him sometimes, and that's kind of like a few people have said that, like where, you almost have to sort of give yourself a slap and go, wait a minute, why am I concerned
Yeah.
about Roy? It's a bit strange, but I think that kind of hopefully adds like another layer to it rather than it just being the creepy guy. Is he dodgy? Is he not? Kind of thing. And I think we sort of somehow managed to really sort of get that to work well.
Because
Yeah.
when you play him, like any character, you just play him as straight. You don't play him in a certain style. Oh, I'm going to be like the child catcher. Because you just play it straight, and then it makes it. It's more believable. It just brings you in a bit more, And
Yeah.
then you're just questioning every scene. You're like, I think he's all right actually. Is he all
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Can't work out. And he's got a backstory. We don't know it. I know it. He's got a backstory. He's been through some stuff, So it's just every character's always got some part of them that's actually probably quite nice. Is it, the most evil person in the world probably got a little bit of heart in some situations, whether it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stroking his cat before he goes to kill again. As long as little Tiddles has got his dinner, he's looking after. He loves his little cat, and he goes out and kills 100 people. Psychopath, but that little bit of love he's got for his cat. So
Yeah.
everyone's got something in them. So that's a bit of a weird example, but you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's the story begins, this girl, she's kind of run away from a potentially abusive situation. She just turns up at this guy's door. He kindly takes her in, and then there are these sort of different directions, and it is this back and forth of who do you trust, who do you side with, which of these characters is telling the truth, or is anybody telling the truth in this film. And throughout the journey there are some really intimate moments between the two characters, where they're having conversations and things, and there's some harrowing moments. How did you and Georgia, go about, building that safe space to explore these scenes? Because, it gets quite intense in some places.
Yeah, I think because we all get on so well, and me personally, I always Martin tell you, and you can probably see from this interview, I quite like chilled out. I have a laugh. I like having a laugh on set. So even dark scenes before the take, we're having fun, and it's
Yeah.
always a case of we trust each other, and the fact that she wrote it along with Martin straight away. You're like, well, it's fine. She knows exactly what's happening. She wrote it, So there's no worry. I don't know. It just sort of felt natural. We just bounced off each other.
Yeah. I think
And even after a
it
dodgy
was.
scene, we'd be happy and laughing and joking. Although she was crying 24 hours a day, actually, wasn't she, Martin?
There
That's the
was
joke.
a couple of times, like you're saying, there was times where like it'd be kind of quite normal, and then we'd do a really intense scene. It'd be like, it'd just come out of nowhere, and then it'd be cut, and then back to sort of being quite, just joking around, like you say. But there was a few times like where I actually, because I was seeing it on the screen, like it actually kind of surprisingly affected me. Like, I mean, I don't really want to sort of say too much, but the scene, when she comes into the bedroom to see Roy, with a problem, then it's like that scene, like it kind of, I don't know, for a
Mm.
minute for me, it felt really real, and it were quite, I sort of knew that we were kind of doing something, you know, that could be hard for people to watch because even I found it hard to watch. But like, yeah,
Mm.
like most of the time, it was Dean's so good at just going straight into character, and Georgia the same. Like one minute they're just kind of just chatting, and then you say action, and you don't know what to expect, and then you suddenly just within like a split second into this really intense film again. It's really good to watch.
And obviously, you said, Georgia, she sort of co-wrote this with you. Were there any times knowing that she was potentially going to be involved in the acting as well? Was there any stage where you're like, are you sure we want to go like this dark with it? This, are you going to be okay to go there mentally? Because I imagine that that's a lot to process for an actor, given the
Yeah,
part she's playing.
yeah. She did say that she did have to go into some really dark places, and that
Mm.
like I remember her saying that she didn't want to sound pretentious like something that an actor would say, but she did it did take a while for her to sort of kind of get back to a normal frame of mind, which is I suppose it's one of them things, isn't it? Like if you're doing something like this, you probably don't realize at the time, you're probably just getting on with the job, but then once you're not shooting, it's kind of like you realize, oh God, I'm it's sort of affected me in sort of in a lot of ways. And yeah, I think that's kind of, I remember her saying that.
Mm.
Mm. Interesting, yeah, because I think everyone's got a different process. I've always been, like Martin said, I can sort of jump into character and then jump out again. And it sounds awful, but I don't even think about it.
Yeah,
Say, for example, say George was really genuinely upset after a scene, which he wasn't, but she'd bring herself to tears so not easily, but she would literally just cry. And you think, God, she looks so vulnerable. We better give her a cuddle, But she's in character. So, but if I
yeah,
ever thought that she was distressed after a scene, I'd be talking to her about it, blah blah blah. But I don't think that was the case. I don't know. But me personally, I just like I've done that scene. But what's next? Are we having dinner soon? I don't know what, it is about me, but everyone's got a different process. I don't have to go into character and sort of deepen. I sort of read it and think, I think I know I want to play this. I
that
mean,
kind of is most of the memories of like working with you. It kind of like it'd be like, we're going to do this scene next, and you'd be kind of there looking at the football results on the phone and think, does he even know what scene we're doing? And then all of a sudden it'd just be like
sorry.
absolutely perfect take straight away. Like you'd be like, right, well, we've got that then. It'd just be really good to watch.
I look like I'm not working, but I am. I've got a different method. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not practically trained, you see.
No, it
That's the
works.
problem.
Different things work for different people. I think
Exactly.
outside of
Yeah.
outside of the core characters of Charlotte and Roy, I think the other character is the location, is the setting. I think so often, British films are London centric, and the fact that
Yeah.
this is
Mm.
as far removed and it's isolated, it's the country, it's rural. I think it goes that way to say this isn't a problem that only affects the capital. This can
Mm.
be anywhere.
Yeah.
How important was it for you, as a writer to keep it somewhere that wasn't just London? Because it's always just nice for me. I'm from Nottingham originally, from the Midlands. It's just always
Right.
nice to see something outside of London represented on the screen.
I think yeah. I think that it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's kind of like quite a beautiful setting in a weird way, but then it is really isolated as well. And I think that like I don't know, that setting just kind of, it's got that same sort of feel of like like they say in Aliens, it's like no one can hear you scream sort of thing. It's got that kind of, if you're in a house like that in the middle of a field, it's kind of, you know, no one's gonna know anything. It's you're just kind of completely isolated. But yeah, I think like you're saying, like it is it is quite nice to sort of do something that has that sort of setting because, like you say, it is quite a lot of probably a lot of indie films as well kind of go for the the gritty kind of city kind of vibe and stuff like that as well. Um, but yeah, I think it just kind of I don't know, it just kind of was it wasn't like too much of a choice kind of thing. It just kind of fit the story, I think. I think just the idea of a young girl walking for a long time in that kind of area just kind of makes it a bit more isolated. But also you sort of cut away to it gives you a nice contrast between the office and other areas to then you go to this really claustrophobic kind of little country house and we shot it on 35 and 50 mil for the whole any scene in the house and it gives it that kind of that kind of you can't really kind of get far away from the actors and everything's quite claustrophobic sort of thing so you feel like you kind of sort of stuck in this little space and it's all really intimate so I think that's the reason why we sort of went for that kind of setting.
Yeah, I definitely think it works. And Dean, this is one of three films that you've got at Fright Fest. You've also got Derelict and Members Club. They're all very different to each other. Which one are you most excited about hearing the reaction to? Because these are three radically different films.
You can't
Well,
do that to him.
that's a difficult one because it's like saying which son do you prefer? Which of your two
Yeah,
boys do you love the most? I can't say,
It's
but I
like
can say
it's more like which one are you like obviously like hearing the audience reaction, which one are you most sort of like, what are they going to say about this?
I suppose yeah. I mean, this could be that one, yeah, because it is completely different subject matter. So people might want to know why you make this film, and I think yeah, for me, I mean, it's not really you can't call it entertainment, but dark films are entertaining. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a thriller, so you want to keep people on the edge of their seat. So I think it would be really interesting to hear people's thoughts on this. I mean, what Martin and Georgia have done, as you explained, on such a low budget, and you wouldn't know by watching this film that it hasn't got thousands spent on it, hundreds of thousands. It's just perfect in every way. So I think it's a triumph. But yeah, I am lucky enough to be in three of them. Oh, and you're right, they're all different roles, which is again what I like to do, just to sort of show. Oh, actually, I can do this as well. Oh, and I can do this. you know. So, but no, I am proud of all of them. But it's amazing. I say I always knew it'd be good, and I think with Martin and George are so close to the project, it's hard for them to go. Is it good? Are we good? When you watch yourself back, is it good? I'm saying to Georgia, yes, it is. You're fantastic. This is amazing. This is going to do well. I'm telling you now, this is a brilliant calling card for you two as filmmakers and actors, and hopefully me as well, and everyone in the cast. It's a brilliant cast. So yeah, don't think it answered your question, did it? Really,
I think I've done that a couple of times, going off on
Which
one.
one of your boys do you love the most? Both of them.
Yeah,
Luke and Ben.
I guess Fright Festers, the pass holders, the tickets to Discovery Screen go on sale soon. Why do you both hope that they take a chance on Charlotte?
I mean, it's just for me. It'd be really nice if people choose Charlotte because it's just it's been such a long journey. Like we said, it started from an idea back in 2019, and it's been such a long journey that like it would be really nice to sort of see all the seats filled and just kind of get that last like we did it. It's kind of like we set out to do this thing and it kind of we got there kind of thing, and people actually watched it.
Yeah, it'd just be nice for all your hard work to be appreciated. I mean,
Yeah,
even getting to the festival itself is a triumph. So you're already winning.
yeah,
People will be talking about, as Kat yourself, interviewing us about it. You're going to get a review. There's reviews coming in all the time, so it's going to get out there. But obviously, you still want to see people physically in front of the screen watching it and
Yeah, I
giving
think
their
as well.
opinions.
I really want yours and George's performances to be watched as well. I think that's I think it's a really good. If anything, like I think the most important thing for me is like I just want people to see what you and her managed to do, and the rest of the cast. There's some other great performances, even like the smaller roles. Like everyone I felt like everyone was really strong, and they sort of deserve to be sort of seen in that sort of setting because it's. And plus, it's been a long time, so it'd been nice for everyone to get seen because it's been going on for a very long time, like
I
editing.
was using a comb when we first started shooting it.
Yeah.
Remember? And I said, I can't control my hair in this weather. And in the end, we said, you know what? It's,
Well,
you've
I've
got
actually
to.
started having to dye my beard since we started. That is actually true.
No, really. You don't have to dye your beard. You realise that? Look, you can go natural. It goes sort of, I don't know, the fox, the old fox, silver fox look,
Well, no, I do.
Work with what you've got, Martin. That's what I
Yeah.
say. Dyeing your beard. Come on.
Well, thank you guys for your time, and I wish you best of luck with the screening.